Here's the problem.
Where's that at?
Anything over 20,000, we gotta amortize it. So auctions are, I don't know if there's a way around going, I mean.
I'd be willing to buy it, and then you guys can bid it, and it'll be at my cost.
It's in Verona, right there, by that equipment company, Newman Equipment.
Yeah.
They used to sell at Turfway all the time. They hold 2 sales a year down there.
And we may look and see if they have a chipper, because I mean, it's,
Sometimes they sell as packages.
Yeah.
Which the chipper would be.
yeah, the chipper would be under
20,000
the
threshold.
20,000 mark.
And they're certainly able to submit a bid if they have something they think would work.
Well, they actually
They
do an
can't
auction.
talk.
Yeah, see, that's where the,
But I don't know if you contact them that you can't buy it before the auction. So they,
yeah, I can send
And that's
them
in Walden.
the bid specs
it's
on
in
it.
Walden, it's called J.J. Kane.
Yeah, Verona exit there on.
Verona exit.
Verona.
Oh, 71, okay.
They got all kinds of stuff, you won't believe all the stuff. they got.
And it's called JJK.
Kane.
Oh,
Yeah.
K-A, oh, okay. I thought you were saying letter K, not Kane.
J.J. Kane.
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood.
And just so you all know, there is a line item in the road department's fund, which this was one of the things we're earmarked for, to purchase.
Knowing, Mr. Dills, that this is something that the road department, as time allows, they rent as needed, and I know the prior administration has talked numerous times of, wanting to purchase the equipment so we have it available as needed versus renting. I definitely support moving forward with this bid, so I make a motion for Judge Chuck Dills for permission to advertise for bids to purchase a used bucket truck for the Grant County Road Department for tree trimming and removal.
I'll second that motion.
I have a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're down to departmental reports. We're going to present for review the Grant County Coroner's Report from October 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018. There's no action required. I know you all got that in your packet and have an opportunity to look through it. It's a pretty detailed report. Any questions or comments? Okay, and this is a year-end report, so it's a little bit more detailed than previous reports. Item number 2, present for review the Grant County Building Inspector's annual report from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018. Also, there's no action required on it, and that was an interesting report as you look through it. The building permits being issued out on single residential dwellings is up. Now, obviously, in 2008, during the boom, it was really up. It declined, and then it's starting to bounce back. And it's a pretty thorough report too. It's broke down to about everything they issue a building permit for, decks to small buildings to houses,
Goat sheds.
goat sheds.
It's pretty interesting. There's 224 permits issued during 2018 for a total construction cost of $29,378,851 right here in Grant County. That's some big numbers. That's good numbers here in this county.
I mean, especially when you go back, like Chuck had indicated, back in 2010, 11, when it was less than 10 million.
Yeah.
Less than 9.
Something's happening, huh?
further questions or comments? If not, we'll move on down to the judge executive's report. And I think I've shared with most of you, been working with Steve Tatum. I want to commend the county road department. We have several of them here for a good job they did under the circumstances of cold weather and ice and snow. They get hit with the trifecta. So, and anybody knows, and, you know, give them a little bit of leeway when it gets that cold, the salt may melt the ice under normal circumstances, but if it did melt, it's freezing right back. So, I had several calls and comments, commending y'all for a good job. So I just didn't want that to go unrecognized. Second of all, we have some different training going up. I'll be gone first of next week, or 1st of February for judge execs training for 3 days. We're meeting with Magistrate Kodar, myself. We'll be attending several meetings this week and next week. One of them being with District 6 Transportation Cabinet on all the new projects. And we just received the list today, and it was pretty in-depth. Quite a bit of projects they have marked over the next couple of years here in Grant County. So that's going to be exciting to get what news we can receive from it. And I commend the magistrate. They're going to a lot of these meetings and trainings with me, one at a time, so that we can attend that. Also, I was able to attend Drummond's council meeting last night, and we will continue to interact with the cities, try to keep apprised of what's going on in the cities within our county. Trying to think of anything else that I was going to leave out. Received some complaints here and there on potholes. They're popping up as the weather has deteriorated them. So, I mean, if you have anything, you can call Steve Tatum, director at the county road department, or myself, or any of your magistrates, let them know, and it all get funneled to the road department. So we'll try as we can fix them. A lot of them obviously will have to be dealt with in the spring as the weather, but the major ones will get fixed as soon as we can. That's about all I have to mention at this point. I'll start with the magistrates. Magistrate Riley, District 1.
So a few of the tasks or items or meetings that I've been a part of since the last time we met. Thankful that the judge executive has and will allow Melissa Moss, which is an administrator here amongst the court that works here at the courthouse. She will be joining the Grant County Work Ready Community Committee and will serve as an administrator for that workforce initiative. Recall, for those of you that aren't aware, this has been an undertaking that the county has strived to attempt to obtain the work-ready status of roughly around 4.5 years ago, 5 years ago, and Grant County is deemed work-ready at this point in time, and we're really at a crossroads where, frankly, I need some support to make sure when these meetings happen, to regularly have on the calendars of both the school systems and many employers within Grant County and other elected officials, because it is a huge undertaking where we will now begin to create the narratives on how Grant County will become work ready. And again, it includes not only the school systems, but our employers within this county play an equal role, as does communication with partnership with the newspaper and social media and many other aspects between Medicaid and ex-offenders with the jail and yada, yada, yada. But just long story short, Chuck has confirmed that Melissa can join us within this overall committee to help from an administrative standpoint to keep us on track, because we truly do have deadlines, and the governor has modified those deadlines and criteria as of the end of last year. So we were given marching orders for a new set of criteria that the governor modified. So more to come on that. Have continued to communicate with the residents of Corinth as it pertains to the railroad bridge closures and the condition of our county roads, and have multiple times connected with Steve Tatum on ensuring that the signs are up for the closures and what potholes we are able to fix, and to make sure that those residents are taken care of first due to the fact that they only have one way out. met with Chuck Dills and the road department last Friday as we sort through our $320,000 that's available to us from the state in order to replace culverts, drainage situations, and bridges. And so the road department will be working aggressively to get pictures and quotes and mileage as to the various county roads that we will be able to handle over the next several months with the $320,000 that we have available throughout Grant County from the state. So I'm extremely excited for that, and that will be a huge undertaking, just doing the estimates as to the roads. Also attended the Corinth Fire Board annual or monthly meeting, just as their liaison from us as the governing body to that fire board. Attended the chamber breakfast this morning, and just, you know, normal communication stuff with people, so that's enough for me.
Good job. Nice your coat on.
Well, between the judge and Jacqueline here, they've took all my.
Well, it's been a partnership.
It's been a partnership.
It's a team effort, I'm
Yeah,
sure to
yeah.
get that. Takes all of us.
We did attend a office at the Grant County Extension Office on a program that's called First Impressions. I don't know if you've all realized it's been going on, but it was, we had some secret shoppers that come into the county and shop for a day. And they were to do a survey and give the input back to the county, and we had somebody from UK that collected the survey information. And, you know, there was some really good positive things, and there's some things that we need to work on. Specifically, they said that we need to work maybe more on to improve our signage in the community to let people know who we are, and on social media. And they also had mentioned that there tends to be an appearance of some non-cohesiveness between the different cities. And so the groups will be formed to work on these things. And but overall, I think the county did really well. And while in that session, a representative from Arkin County was there, and he did announce that for the year of 2019, that they will continue what they did over Christmas, that if you are a Grant County resident, you will have to show your driver's license, that you will be able to park at the Ark for free there.
And
So
go
I
to the
thought,
restaurant.
yeah,
And see the
and go
animals.
on into the restaurant, because they're getting quite a bit of good reviews on the restaurant there. And as Jacqueline said, you know, we've met periodically with Mr. Tatum during the past week on this 80-20 bridge fund that we had left over, and that will be used for culverts and drainage. And I encourage anyone, if you see a culvert that is closed up in your area, please report it to one of our magistrates as soon as possible, because we've got to have those turned in real soon. Been driving the county roads, and we do have, today drove the Ford's Mill Road. Does have several potholes, and we need to talk to Mr. Tatum on that. He's going to review it also and help with that. There's also been a couple of planning and zoning issues that's come up that, you know, we're addressing at this point too. So
Your next
go
magistrate.
for a ride.
Well, I've been out meeting with a lot of people, driving a lot of the roads, talking to a lot of people. We just got a lot of areas in this county that needs addressed. I'll tell you what, you get off the main drag and go over the country, this place is like a third world country. It's a shame, it really is, to see how trashed up this county is. Go over to the Mountain Zion area, I'm getting calls from there about every day. It just really looks rough. Over the 4300 block of Elliston Mountain Zion, 5800 block, the 6000 block of Elliston Mountain Zion Road, over in the Napoleon Zion Station area.
Roger, are you talking like planning and zoning, that, or are you talking road conditions? Are you talking like, because
Junk.
Okay, because I know that's what Shauna meant from a planning and zoning standpoint.
Planning and zoning, we need to review our ordinances or do
Well,
something.
I was getting ready to say, as we review our administrative code,
Yeah,
we definitely need to revisit some of the ordinances to see what we can do. And also, only not just revisit the ordinance, we need to enforce the ordinances.
Absolutely.
Because
It needs to have some teeth.
it's-
Yeah, because it depreciates neighbors' properties,
Oh,
when some of these properties get cluttered up, so.
got some beautiful properties over there. A lot of them are still being farmed actively. And then right next door to them, you got somebody that's got 4 or 5 cars sitting in the front yard right up against the road that ain't been licensed or tagged for 4, 5, 6 years. I mean, that's ridiculous.
In those instances, have you coordinated with Becky Ruhall and/or if you have like like the solid sewage waste with Brian? Have you done?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I would ask this, I would ask that, I don't know Mr. Miles' schedule or anybody else's schedule in the county, but if they could start patrolling these roads or checking these roads on a periodic basis and doing some photographing,
Well,
it'd be nice.
And I'll meet with Brian and also Becky Ruhall, Planning and Zoning, and for them to be a part of some review of some of these ordinances on recommendations of past experiences. Look at other counties, see what they're doing on their ordinances, and we've all recognized some issues in ordinances that definitely need to be. A lot of our ordinances date back into the early 90s, some of them in the 80s. So it's definitely, we need to revisit some of these ordinances. Back when a lot of those ordinances was passed, there's 1 or 2 houses on a road. Now there's $300,000 homes sitting out there and still have the same resident that has, like Roger says, 5 or 6 cars sitting there.
Yeah.
So it definitely depreciates the property values for the neighbors.
We're talking about culverts over around the 9800 block at the polling science station. There's a culvert over there that's clogged up. It's been damaged also. I don't know if it could be repaired or just going to be replaced, but one of the residents showed me, or sent me some pictures with all this freezing and thawing and water running out of it.
Which one was that, Roger?
Just past 9800, the polling science station.
Did you get that, Steve? 9800 Napoleon Time Station?
This is like on school calling you out, huh?
I wrote it down, so I'll give it to you later.
9800.
Yeah.
Yeah, just past 9800, it's probably less than a half mile past 9800. But the people in that area, they sent me pictures today where the water's coming across the road, it's freezing, doing damage to the road, plus it's going over on their property now and eroding their property out.
And that's part of the funds that
Yes, it is.
Jacqueline's
Yeah,
worked hard
so that
on.
could be a good one for that. 4550 Elliston Mountain Zion Road is, we're talking about road slippage, there's a big chunk of road there, it's going.
Is that state or
Well-
county? What's the road, else, what do you call it?
Elliston Mountain Zion, that was one of the residents over there said it was county, one of them said it was
It's
state.
gotta be state, 'cause it's
I
not
think
on
it's
this county
state road.
list.
Elliston Mountain Line is state road.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's what I told him, I said, I believe it is a state road because it wasn't on our list.
But I'll forward that. You want to talk to the state on it? Okay.
It's a pretty good chunk of roads getting ready to lose over there. Shady Lane in Crittenden,
And a lot of these, if you do recognize, just like the other night on the snow and ice on Cricket Mountain Zion Road.
Yeah.
If it is state, will at least forward be their eyes and ears, forward that information to them.
absolutely. You know, the people that they complained about that, they said, you know, the county roads were in great shape. They was real pleased with the county roads, but when they got off the county roads, got on the state roads were untravelable. So, you know, first they said, well, why didn't the county treat that? I said, well, because it's a state road. So
Illegal.
we got a hold of Chuck got a hold of the state highway department, we got taken care of them. So they was happy. Shady Lane, the road down there is really starting to deteriorate, especially going down the hill.
And just for you to know on that, without interrupting the bridge, when Jacqueline, myself, and Steve and Pat, we all met on priority on these bridge repairs with that $200,000 funds, that was the bridge.
Yeah, that's been in bad shape for a
Which
long
one
time.
was
It's
it?
not been
The
an
Shady
overnight
Lane, it's
thing.
one of the guardrails cut.
Oh, yes, where it's not.
It's got yellow
been
caution tape
patched.
wrapped around the guardrail and take it off the side.
If I'm not mistaken, Steve, that's the one, the shoulder or the apron, they're gonna need to do some work on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When it's up with the apron of the approach to the bridge.
Yeah, well, the bridge is too narrow.
Yeah.
It is. It's,
Because of the entrance to it, there's in a 90 curve, and even
us, when we do snow removal, we gotta come in off Menifee, because you can't get plow truck across there. If you come down Shady Lane, you gotta come up.
It's a real bad area. It's been bad for a long, long time.
Yeah, ever since the bridge was put in.
Yeah, it should never be put in a 90-degree curve,
Right.
Yeah, man.
a one-lane bridge.
I just wanted to input today, it's Crittenden City Council, they decided, JD Design, the supervisor, they're gonna have the state come in and put up a sign on US 25, warning trucks anything longer than 16 feet, you're prohibited because of that. So they're going to prohibit, now, will that sign work? That's up to the truck driver themselves.
To
Just-
say you cannot go through.
Through Shady Lane because of that, going down the hill and that 90-degree turn at the
Same reason you
guardrails.
can't
Should
go
have
to
been
apartments in the back.
done.
But the state's working on the sign and city council is now, they're aware of it.
Good.
Well, thanks for your input on
Yeah, that happened today at 1 o'clock, so it's recent.
The other roads in the area that I know need some attention, of course, I know there's a lot of others, but Kendall Road, it's got a lot of potholes. Bullock Pin Drive, a lot
I
of potholes.
spoke to Steve on that today.
Okay. Violet Road itself is in great shape. It was just repaved here 2 years ago. And they put the white fog line on each side, but there's no center line on that road.
I don't think it qualifies for one.
Yeah,
It's not wide enough, the state won't let us put a center line down it.
Okay.
Unless it's X amount of feet wide. That's why it's only got the white line.
Okay. Because people after they was asked, they said, how come we don't have a center line? And,
That's the reason you can tell them.
okay.
yeah, it's gotta be, the width is gonna be wider than.
That's all I have for the area. Again, I encourage people to keep us informed. If we're missing something, let us know. I travel 150, 200 miles a week up and down the roads trying to find things and looking for things. I'm sure the other masters are doing the same. But I see something new every time I come out. And then after I look at it, well, it's been there forever. So, we're not ignoring it. It's just things that's been going on for a long, long time. We're just trying to get caught up on. So,
And we have a lot. I actually, going in the same direction with the various roads, I had actually talked before the meeting with Mr. Tatum, and Sheriff Maines was included. I wonder, could we work with James West to see if there is an L drive or a shared document, some way that we would all have access to the same Excel document that we could input? Because I question myself, did I call Clint Bruce? Did I call Steve Tatum? Did I text them? Did I email them? Did I phone them? And I start second guessing myself whether or not I relayed things, and in what way and on what day did I relay it to him. And I guarantee I'd probably tell him multiple times on the same roads. And so I was curious if we could look into a shared drive, whether it's OneNote or Outlook, that could help us help them, and allow us to just, quickly get on our computers and type in whatever the road is. And I'd be even willing to help set this up. And I know Shauna is very good at Excel. I'm just trying to help streamline communication and not wear them out, because I know we're texting them. He's probably showing my phone calls to him right now back there. The various times I'm messaging them, whether it's text or email, and then I wonder, did you get the voicemail? Did you get the text? Did you get the email? And on all of these roads.
Yeah, James will be here tomorrow, so I can
Talk to
talk
him,
to him, and
okay.
they should be getting the computers ready, 2 of them to go over the county road on.
Well, so then we definitely couldn't do that until they get those computers. And they could even be able to, this could be pulled up on an iPhone. I just know that it stresses me out whether or not, do they know what I know? Did I tell them? And did they get it? And is it on the list?
Well, Steve, if you didn't learn anything today, learn that your guys got job security. Between all that, your 2019's cut out for you all this year. There's nothing else.
Agreed.
I'd like to tell people while we're here, I know I've just been in office a very short period of time, but I'd like to thank everybody for their support, and more openly, tell everybody that the open line of communication that we have up here now has been phenomenal. Whether it's good or bad news, we all know what's going on the moment it happens, and we're all working together for everybody
Yes.
You know, I'm in the 3rd district, but I don't care if it's 3rd district or 1st district. We're all here for the same reason, to make this county better. And
A team, yes.
it's been a great team so far. The next month I might change my mind.
We'll remind you.
But no, it's been good. It's been a pleasure so far, and good or bad, there's just a whole lot of things that's been ignored for many, many years.
We're in it together.
And we're in it together trying to address these issues. It's been
We're
wide
moving
open.
along. I mean, this is going on 3rd week, so we've got quite a bit of stuff done we haven't reported on, but
The 3rd week, that seems like the 3rd year.
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, so. Nobody else in the magistrates have any more? I'll move on to jailer Mike Webster. He's gonna report with us on what's going on at the jail.
Good evening. As of 3 o'clock today, we had 289 state inmates, 45 county inmates of our county, and 3 inmates of other counties that we're housing. We were able to get 26 hours of staff training done. On maintenance, we were able to handle 15 of our own maintenance requests fixed. We did get the roof fixed by outside sources. They come in, and it looks like some of that's going to be under warranty. And the smoke detector, the maintenance was able to get our smoke alarm and detector system up and running, so we're within regs there. We had 3 state crews out working for the state under contract, and our county crews have been out all week as well as long. This morning they helped the county with snow removal in the sidewalks and office areas. So that's just a short brief of what's going on at the jail.
Well, just to add to what he was saying, the roof issue, he had a roof leak over at the jail, and come to find out it was ice that slid off of the sheriff's office roof, because it has a pitched roof, not a flat roof.
Send him to build it.
Yeah, and it punctured the rubber membrane of the roof, just a small puncture, and luckily could get it fixed easily and inexpensive. Also, I want to commend Mike and the Class D crews to getting up here, getting these sidewalks cleaned and the drives, and it wasn't, I didn't have to ask, he already was volunteering, so it's a whole different atmosphere. So thanks a lot, Mike.
Mike,
Thank you all.
do you know, staff-wise, how many positions you have off the top of your head? Because I know that.
I have 35 full-time employees, not counting me, and 3 part-time.
Okay.
And we discussed today, he's gonna advertise, because he needs to get, and we need to get the staffing numbers up, what you all approved, so we don't have to be paying this overtime. So we're trying to cut this overtime out by replacing them with, these positions that's already been approved. And he's gonna advertise, he's gonna put something out in the paper, and I volunteered that Sheriff Mays is gonna put it on his Facebook page with the rest of us, and try to get it out.
Yeah, let us know what we can do to help, to communicate the openings. And thank you for making it a priority for the training of the staff. Thank you for that.
But it's ongoing battles we will continue.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Sheriff Mays, do you have anything to report? And just so you'll know, he's planning to report monthly. I just asked him if you wanted to come up. and
Yeah,
report.
starting February, I'll be giving you all monthly stats, calls for service, paper service, court hours, just kind of a breakdown of what's going on in the community. The only thing I really have to report today is, for the first time in a few years, we are full staffed as far as patrol. 13's what we're allotted. I did move 1 position. I spoke with some of y'all about it. The director of court security, I done away with that. Chief Deputy Cummins is going to be taking care of kind of playing dual roles. We moved that position to patrol, which gives us 14. Currently, we have 2 in the academy, so we won't see them till sometime after May. And we have 2 that we hired January 7th that are in field training. They were lateral hires, so they're going to get about 6 weeks of field training, and they'll be ready to go. I think they got 4 weeks left, and they'll be ready to go. So the numbers are getting better. We've done some moving around in the shifts just to try to get better visibility out in the county, and doing the best with what little bit we got. And I think at some point, we probably need to sit down and caucus and talk about some things leading into the budget year. Me, the captain, and both chiefs of police have started a monthly lunch roundtable. We had our first one last week, and I got a few concerns with the state police and their staffing, and I think he would be more than happy to also come to our caucus and voice those concerns also.
And what you mean by that is the state is reducing funding, so
Well,
there's less patrol done by the state. Is that what you mean?
They're
by that?
allotted 1,100 troopers in the state. They got about a little over 800 right now. They're expecting that number to go down drastically. And out of he's lost, I think, 3 or 4 to transfers.
Other agencies.
To other agencies. Yeah, he actually just lost one to a Northern Kentucky agency because of pay. There's a recruit class right now for the state police. He's only expecting to get 3 out of that recruit class. They're pulled all over the state when they come out of theirs. But he is wanting to kind of change up what they do and kind of the way they do it. One of which being adding 2 step units, which is sort of a traffic enforcement unit to the cut in the hill. He's been requested by the Northern Kentucky Chiefs Association to do that, which is going to take away from troopers answering calls in this county as well as other counties in the Post District. But one, I guess you could say, plus side is he's wanting to specialize also like in the street level narcotics. So
Which we need.
that might help a little bit as long as they're doing work in Grant County. But again, the trouble with that is he's got 10 counties to cover and 10 counties to answer to. So that one street level guy may be spending his 2 or 3 months in Bourbon and then in Pendleton, and 4 months later coming back to Grant. So just something that I feel like we should all sit down and talk with the captain about so that everybody in the community is aware of it.
How many troopers does he have actually assigned to Grant, do you know?
Did he say 6?
6.
And he's probably gonna drop to 5.
Used to be a dozen.
Well, going back, and Roger, you was here then, there was a little history for any of y'all that don't know. When I started in '05, there was 15 in patrol in the sheriff's office, and there was 14 troopers, along with 7 Williamstown police officers. So that's just to tell you how the numbers have reduced over the years. That's all I have, unless you all.
Thanks, Brian. I want to say the same thing. Brian's doing an excellent job. I want to commend him. He appointed Todd Cummins. If y'all don't know Todd, he's here, meet him. He brings over 20 years' experience to the sheriff's office. Excellent fit for the chief deputy's position, along with Mike Webster's chief deputy, who brings years of experience from the jails, working for the Department of Correction as an inspector. So they've got good teams that is helping run these agencies.
And Brian, thanks for being creative with the use of your personnel and your positions as far as stretching your county tax dollar with appointing him as the chief deputy and him still serving in the dual role over the part-time workers at the Justice Center, which has allowed you to put another patrol unit on the road. And I know that I myself have seen, a larger increased presence on the road, even in the south end of the county. And so I appreciate that, and I know that that wasn't an easy decision, potentially when you could have hired someone else to work at the Justice Center in his role, but I appreciate that on behalf of the taxpayers.
No problem.
Thanks. Not to leave anybody out, Steve, is there anything we didn't cover you need to address?
Steve's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. His cell phone number is.
While we're at it, Brian Miles, anything you need to add or?
Keeping up.
When I add, like I said, we'll just get together on these ordinances and different things and try to look and see what we can do to improve the county as a whole. County Clerk Tabitha Clemens is here. Is there anything you want to?
Good evening.
just a couple things. I will have our annual report for the court come a little bit later in March, so to give new magistrate, new judge an idea when we do that. We close out our settlement of our year, as to be by law by March 15th. I'm still waiting for some checks to clear that were written at the end of the year, so we have to let those things kind of work themselves out. So you'll get a full report from me of everything we did in the past year compared to what we've done over the term. So, but a few things that I want to address this evening. First, I want to thank the new court and the judge executive for promptly addressing some concerns in our building. We had a leak that happened, I think, in the first couple days of the new judge's term, and that was addressed very promptly. We've had some lighting issues that continue to be a problem in our building, and I just appreciate the prompt response and the open communication that we've been able to have. So it's very, very appreciative. And I want to thank Mike Webster. The thing that they left out about his snow removal skills with the Class Ds was not only was he here this morning for us to be open, but he came in the first Saturday of his first week on the job and had our parking lot cleared. My staff was able to get in the door without any issues. You know, having to tread lightly on ice and those kind of things is kind of difficult, especially on that hill when you come down next to my office. So I don't think that he realizes the job that he's done, but we are very appreciative in my office of your service, so thank you. And then lastly, the last thing that I'll bring up is something that I've probably harped about in plenty of meetings and stood on my soapbox, and Brian Maines has been on the soapbox with me many times, and that's about health insurance. And it's a major expense for this county. It's a major expense for my office. It's a cost that continues to go up for all of us. And it's something that we have wanted addressed and looked at. Maybe we can't make a change. Maybe, you know, maybe the county's in their situation and I pulled out a few years ago from what they're doing, and maybe that's it. But we have to do our due diligence and at least check. And this administration's already opened up lines of communication to be able to do that. And I don't know that you realize how much our county employees will appreciate the fact that you're just looking. It means a lot to us. I appreciate Magistrate Coldiron and Judge Executive Dills and my fellow other elected officials for being able to sit on that meeting where we were able to get some information from some other partners, KCO being one of those, and we're going to continue to explore those avenues and see what we can do, not only for our county employees, but also for our taxpayers. This is to try to help our taxpayers as well, to make sure that we're investing their dollars wisely, which is what we have been asking for many years now, and we're finally, hopefully, at least going to be exploring that, and it means a lot to us. So I just want to say thank you this evening, and we appreciate that, and I'll look forward to seeing you in a few more meetings so we can talk about what we've done in the county clerk's office. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Eli Anderson, our PBA's here. Is there anything you're going on week 3?
Not
Are they going okay?
I mean, the sales are. Property sales are going actually on a fairly good clip. In the county, I know y'all talked about the building permits, but existing homes and structures are selling higher than normal, which presents the PVA a tough task to make sure the assessments are correct. But it's a good thing because as sales go, assessments will increase by that alone, so that is good for revenue for the taxing districts as well.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Eli. We're moving right now to citizens' address. Is there anyone left in the audience? Come on up, Bobby.
Just a quick question. On some of that big stuff that y'all were talking about, clearing out the county barns and stuff like that, would it be feasible just to load that up in dump trucks and take it to Stanco?
That's what we're doing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were going to put it out.
Bobby Webb, you like that job? Do you want to?
Well, I didn't know if you were going to put it out for bid, to let
No,
people
we
use
have.
the desk and
We
cages.
covered that, but I'll cover it again.
I didn't hear you say
Well,
that.
what goes to the landfill is like some of the old wooden broken chairs and desks. All the metal, anything came from the jail, a lot of that metal, will all go to Stanco.
Okay, I didn't hear you say that.
I know.
Good question though, Bobby.
Thanks, Bob. Anyone else have anything to address? Chuck?
Do I need to go over there?
I went right here, you from here?
No, I just wanted to mention something because Tabitha brought up about the health insurance.
And of course, that's a big cost for us at the Water District too, health insurance for our employees. And last year, we switched and went with Humana. And Humana has a program called Go 365. And with each one of our employees reaches a certain status, we get a percentage off of the premium for them. And it has saved us, because all of our employees, what we did was we bought them all Fitbits. And with the 365, you get points for the amount of time you walk and everything. And almost every one of our employees has reached platinum status, which knocks about, I think, 6 or 8% off of our premiums. So that I just wanted to mention it because I don't know if you all are aware of it or have looked into it. But
That's the state's insurance also. Roger and myself have that insurance.
But if you get into that Go 365 program, plus the employees get, for their points, get gift cards and other things too. I'm an old guy, so I've got it through my Medicare, and every so often I get a $20 gift card at a gas station, you know, to buy gas.
For
and
some
that.
reason,
So-
my wife gets more than I do.
But I didn't know if y'all were aware of that, but I know at the Water District, it has saved us a lot of money.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Chuck. And then, as Tabitha said, we have basically found someone in the committee, and actually within 48 hours taking office, we started on the insurance. And Peggy, Pat, everybody in the judge's office has been helping with us to get these numbers to try to not only save tax dollars, but to give the best coverage to our employees. So, anybody else have anything else to add?
I don't really want to go up there.
No, you're
I just want to tell you, I've been coming to fiscal court meetings for probably the past 10 years and haven't missed too many. But you all are a breath of fresh air. You really are. Sanity has come to our county. And all the county employees, I mean, you're all pulling together, and it's so refreshing to see this. I just hope that our county doesn't take off and grow, because we're a rural community, and I like that. I don't like going to Florence, you know, I like coming home to peace and quiet, but I'm telling you, you all are so refreshing to come to a meeting and hear the civility and talking through issues, you know. Thank you very much. Our prayers are answered.
If no one else has anything to speak on, we'll go ahead and I need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Roger made the motion. Sean is second.
Roger made it.
Sean is second. I'm gonna let Roger have
You know, I think I might, on our agenda, I wrote the wrong date, it should be
it. February 5th.
February 5th.
Yeah, February
I've
5th.
been the 12th.
Our next meeting, I've got a second. I need all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Yeah, February 5th at 6:30 will be our next meeting unless we need to call a special meeting.